What's up, Dusty? And everyone else who's tuning in. This video is made for my executive producer, Dusty, as part of his benefits package that he gets for being a Patreon supporter. Today, we're going to discuss his frag movie, FaZe Clan - CSGO frag movie. Very original name. I respect the bluntness of the title.
Straightforward from VP. They'll smoke him off as well. It gets worse. He goes through to point one, but wasn't expecting to, and Flick gets the final kill.
The only thing that I would change is the text here. Because you're using the HUD to sort of recreate this moment in time, you're sort of getting like this messiness of the text over the HUD, and it's sort of clashing. Yeah, I probably would have left out October 2021 in this scene and then had it show up here.
Is this the point where we say no more excuses, just one more change?
100%.
Maybe add like some texture in the background just to give this a little more life. I like the idea and I like the concept. This just feels like very 2000s to me. The whole like in space, flying into Earth, and then it transitions into, it looks like Google Earth. And then these graphics feel very early 2000s. It doesn't have like a very modern feel, just like with the stroke. I probably would have designed this a little differently or just not have done this at all, just because it just feels very outdated.
Yeah. Look, we gonna make it push through.
Yeah, you could definitely see the cuts here, unfortunately. Again, it's not a terrible idea, the way you use Google Earth here. You definitely could like feel the cuts. It wasn't as smooth. Post-production in today's world is so high that if you can't do something like this, you know, to the highest level, it's just not gonna look good.
Push through too cool, they can take us. Break rules, you know we the ones they afraid of.
Yeah, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say you didn't record this footage. This isn't you, Dusty. So I definitely would have maybe credited somebody in the lower corner.
Ain't no stopping us. We do the
That felt a little awkward. So this wasn't as smooth. Yeah. I've got a tutorial that teaches you how to go out of POV into third-person cam. You just zoomed into the POV and then cut to camera. This could have been a lot smoother. You can definitely see the jump here. It looks like you transitioned well out of POV into free cam here. I think you got maybe like lazy in that last one. Oh, I see what you did there. That was pretty clever. It looks like your motion blur could be a little better too. You see how you can see each frame here? It looks like you're not using enough capture rate when you're recording your footage. It looks like you need to probably capture like 10 times what you're actually capturing. If you're using 30 FPS and you're using resample, you need to be capturing at like 1800 to get 60 blended frames, because that's where you really get nice quality motion blur with resampling. See, that was really nice. And it sounds like the music's about to kick in, so I'm excited for this. Okay.
Third in the round. Gambit, this is very slow. This is very labored. This is wasting a lot of time. And Brokey's on for the ace. 4 out of 5, 8 back.
Okay, so I have two grievances. It comes into POV, right? And you get this really cool, like, energetic violin that starts playing, like, dun, 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 dun. That feels energetic to me. That feels like the movie's about to really kick in. We're about to get some really cool action sequences. And then you lower the sound. And then you get the casters that come in. And to me, that just, I feel like you ruined the energy that was created by your song. Like, you didn't even have to do anything there to create energy. The song created it for you. And that's the biggest gift that your soundtrack could ever do for you. You basically ruined it by lowering the sound and bringing in casters. And I feel like that was a big miss. Yeah, that was cool. It looks like, I don't know what happened there. Yeah, that didn't feel smooth for some reason. So I think it looks like you faded from the free cam into the POV and they didn't quite match up. And so you get this like little bit of awkwardness going on. I get that you needed to remove the crosshair so it didn't show up. And then you wanted the crosshair to show up. So then you faded to POV. But just do it in post. Recreate the crosshair in Photoshop so that way you have full control over it.
What is that?
Yeah, I could see the cuts, but I didn't think it felt bad. I thought that was pretty good. The syncing was sick. Yeah. Okay, first of all, cool sync, cool camera moves. The only grievance I have there is the action should have started right there. Do you hear how like the bass whooshed in and you get this change in melody, but we're sitting waiting for the action to start. And it takes like a second or so for it to start. I would have started the shooting right there. The action would have matched the song and the melody change and the tempo and energy shift too. You can see the fade there. Like, yeah, I'm going to point to it like you can see it. Yeah, you can see the slight fade between your POV and your free cam. Yeah, and like the blood changes. But that being said, yeah, that was fucking sick, dude. I love that. I think that's easily your best cam in the entire movie. I mean, this is so cool. This feels like a Hollywood-esque cinematic moment. It's still up. I love that movement so much. I think your camera control and the velocity control in this scene is so incredibly sick. Yeah, and then the transition to overpass, also really cool. Dude, that entire sequence was so fucking well done. I love that so much. Nice. Oh. Ooh, dude. Yeah, I gotta say, was not a fan of so much there. One, the way that commentary track faded in, faded out, to the loudness of it, it was so blaring, and it just completely overpowered all the other audio layers and all the other audio tracks. I would have definitely left that out. This scene would have been better without it. Next time, also really focus on like your audio mixing there, because if you would have looked at your master bus, it probably was like peaking like crazy there. I think that last shot was off sync by like half a beat. Ooh. I'm not entirely sure what you're trying to show there. Oh, you're trying to show that they have one more to go to get the Intel Grand Slam? Is that what that is? That was really difficult to catch because it went by so quickly. Again, not a fan of like this floating graphic in space that looks like you cut out of a website. It looks like it needs some gradient, something in the background here to give it some texture. And yeah, just not a fan of this like 3D tracked camera. Maybe you can show that in a different way next time with your own motion graphic. All right, Dustyy, I think you definitely have a lot of potential. Your flow, your tempo was actually really good at times. You understand syncing. You definitely created some like sick cameras in this. You have some really cool creative ideas as far as like cinematography goes. Your execution just needs a little tweaking, and I think that you really can create something truly remarkable and truly technically sound. I think that's your main problem, is that you're just not technically sound. In the future, I want you to just, if you're going to come out of POV and back into POV, make it one fluid motion. Don't try to fade in and out of different clips in order to achieve the effect you want. But aside from that, yeah, Dustyy, there's some sick cams in this. That freeze time cam on Inferno. I think you also have issues with commentary. You don't really know when to use them, and you don't really know how to mix them properly. I think they're too loud, and they come in at inappropriate times. I think you have some crazy potential. With a little bit of work, you can become one of the top movie makers in the scene for sure. All right, folks, thank you so much for watching this. Once again, this was for my Patreon, Dustyy. He got this video today because he's a top tier Patreon supporter. If you want to get benefits like this, click on the Patreon link in the description below. I've got a bunch of different tiers with a bunch of different perks. Choose the one that works for you, and we'll get started on getting you down the right track as far as editing goes. All right, until next time.